This morning we're going to process the 25 broilers that we've got back there in the Siskovich style chicken tractor. Doink, right over there. Well, good morning. Welcome back to the farm. I'm Mark. Today's supposed to be harvest day. I think not. So, I'm gonna have to slip it a day, maybe two, depending on how things look. I mean, tomorrow's Sunday, so I got church and everything. I don't know, I think maybe I just need to slip it till Monday. But I gotta think through how we're gonna do that, what the best order is for getting this done. Because I gotta get those birds off pasture and I gotta get these young chicks on pasture. I could bring the other chicken tractor out, which I may have to do anyway. But I gotta think about it. But no harvest today. I'm not going to play games in this. The rooster's got a little frog, and everybody wants the little frog that he caught. Oh, finally. Oh, nope. Oh, she stole it. She stole it. She stole it. Oh, no. She stole it. It's harvest day. This morning we're going to process the 25 broilers that we've got back there in the Siskovich style chicken tractor. Doink, right over there. And I'm getting set up this morning. I'm a little later than usual. It's probably 6:45 or so, maybe coming up on 7 o'clock. Normally all this would be done because we'd have people coming over to actually start learning how to do this at about 8 a.m. But because we didn't do it on Saturday when it was planned, it's pretty much just the home team, so we can do this at our own pace. The very first thing I do in these mornings is get the scalder going, because heating up this water and getting it to the proper temperature, which is 149 degrees, getting that up to temp is the long pole in the tent on harvest morning. It's what's going to take the longest time. And so the first time we did it, I filled it up with a hose, turned it on, and it took forever. What I have found, technique for me, is I'll go into the small home over here where we still have the electricity, hot water heater, all that stuff going, and I'll come out with hot water and pour it in there. That water's coming out at 115 degrees, and that's way warmer than whatever's coming out of the hose, straight out of the well. And so that gets me much closer to being there and really reduces the time that it takes for me to get this thing up to speed. So that being said, I'm going to get back to filling this all the way up, and then I got to get the plucker set up and wash the tables and make sure all the tables and the cones are all clean. Then I'll bring out the knives and the other stuff, and once it's up to temperature, I think it's going to be time to go. Oh, and somewhere in there I got to do the morning chores. All right, I better get after it. All right, everything's set up. I think we're ready to go. Okay, well, we finished the harvest. Just Deb and I, we did good. It's a little after noon, so it took us less than 3 hours. We started late, because I started late. And now, we have run smack dab into another problem. Maybe a problem, maybe not. That is a cow who's not where he's supposed to be. I'll have to put this on pause while I use food to get him back in the pen. All right, so what happened with the cow is, we had some pretty big storms for about a day and a half, and it looks like the circuit breaker tripped in the house to the exterior outlet into which I had the electric fence plugged. So He did not get jolted as he tried to get out. We've had this happen once before. So now I went in, I reset the circuit breaker, came back out, checked, still nothing. So now something's not right with the outlet. So I ran it to a different outlet, and now the fence is running. So now I'm gonna get back to cleaning up here. Good times. So I took all the stuff and I put it in the compost pile, and it's under probably, I don't know, about 12 inches of carbon. I don't think that's gonna be enough. So I'm gonna need to make a whole bunch more and just really get that buried in there. But it's a start, it's out of the way, and it'll at least cut down on, flies have already gathered. And so I'll try and minimize that at least, and then get it composting. All right, got the compost done, mostly. I have one more thing I can add to it, which is all the shavings from the brooder. The brooder, which is currently behind me as I'm towing it out to the pasture, to the chicken tractor. Now, when I get out there, I've still got to pressure wash it, hence the reason I got the pressure washer. I'll pressure wash the chicken tractor inside, then reposition it, set everything up, feed, water, all that. Then I'll offload these little guys in there, and we're off to the races again. Then I need to finish with the equipment here, make sure everything's clean, just double check it, get everything put away, and then I need to go in and bag all the chickens that we just did. So it's a process. So I took the fence down, poultry netting, so that's ready to go. Pressure washer set up. There's the feed trough, I'll hit that, and then the waterer and the water bucket, I'll hit those as well and clean those up. All right, into the sun. All right, hot tip. When you're hanging up the watering bell or so many other things, use these little S-hooks. If you take the piece of equipment out of its position, because you're gonna wash it, you're gonna do whatever, don't leave this hanging on there and then trust that it's still gonna be there when you go back. Take it off, put it in your pocket, or even on your jeans, you got that little pocket up that you're like, what is that for? It's for this. You can put this in there and you'll know right where it is. And when you need to put this back up, you have it with you and it hadn't magically disappeared, which these things seem to do. So yeah, don't lose this. All right, getting everything set back up in here, got the watering bucket up, but then I split the water line, trying to kind of force it into a position it didn't want to be in. So I need to go get a replacement for that. I have some, fortunately, so I'm gonna go get that and replace that. Now as I walk, because I can't drive because my ride is hooked up to the chicks and the brooder. But as I walk, you'll say, dude, getting in with the pressure washer, doesn't that blow like old chicken manure maybe, and just dirt and grass and other and sundry things onto you? Yes, it does. But I think we can all agree that that's not the worst thing that I've had on me today. So I ain't even worried about it. But that was a lot faster, and right now time matters because I still got, I don't know, pretty healthy list of things that I need to do in order to wrap up the day for the harvest. So this replacing this hose was not on my list, but it's at the top of the list now. This tubing I got from the manufacturer of this stuff. I was getting the tubing down at big box store, but it's a different material. This is much more PVC and stiff, and it doesn't flex very well. This is more rubbery. I'm wondering if it's going to be better. I don't know. I'll tell you what, whatever the deal, the flexibility lets you use a lot less material. All right, let's get some water in it, make sure it's working, get the feed tray in here, fill it up, and then move some birds in. This is ready to go. Got feed in there and it's on a low setting so they can get at it. The waterer is filled up to just the right level there. It's still dripping just a little bit, but I think that'll stop here in a minute. Because remember, it's based on weight. So it's still got another 1/2 inch that it can fill that bell up. And I think that'll probably give it plenty of weight to make it stop dripping like that. Next thing I need to do, I'm gonna pull this up right here and then move the chicks in just like last time, one by one. Well, it took them no time to find the food. First day on grass. Don't walk in it. Never mind. All right, long day. Long day. It's getting on towards probably 8 p.m. And I'm just still working on bagging the chickens. In fact, I'm just getting started on that. But it's all right. We know that about harvest days, and if you're going to try this, you should know it too. Those are long days. More hands help, and but we had to slip from our Saturday to Monday for doing this because of weather, and so we didn't have help, and it just means it's a little bit longer. But that's okay. That's okay. It was a good harvest. These are big birds. Maybe too big for some folks, but we're easily in the 5 to 6 pound range. We'll have some of them that are more than 6 pounds easily. So it was really good. So now my last step is to bag them and do the shrink wrapping bag on them, and that'll make sure that we end up with something, you know, like this. This one's been in the freezer. This was from our last harvest, but spankable. They're in there. It's a nice tight bag, and they freeze and they store really well. And that's the last step. So it's 1 week until Christmas. And so I don't think that on the Tuesday after Christmas, so that's what, the 26th, I think on the 26th, there probably won't be a video, but there might be a video. It just depends on how motivated I get to try and squeeze all that in there. So we'll see. I don't think I have anything significant coming up that would really be worth pushing one out there, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, that being said, yeah, that's about it from here. We'll talk to you guys later. Dude, look at the size of these. It's almost too big for the bag. Holy smokes. Wow.